Post a blog. All right, let me share my screen. Tell me when you can see that. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be posting a blog, going through posting, training, and Sophie, Destiny is out of town, and she gave you the final week of the training modules, correct?
Yeah, she did.
Excellent. Okay, so with additional time that you have beyond that, because I know we're shooting for right around 30 hours a week, I want you to be posting blogs and setting them to draft. And I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll review those together and then we'll set them live. Okay. With whatever time you have left available beyond that last thing that she's got you doing. Okay, now I have way too many things pulled up. Let me consolidate here. We've got the post. We're going to get rid of these, get rid of this. Okay, that's for later. What is this? Studio. I don't care about that. That's gone. That's gone. 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 We did that earlier. And here we go. Okay, so we've got my Hawaiian Adventure website. I will create you a user. Don't let me forget about that. Posts. Okay, so firstly, have you ever been in a WordPress website?
No.
Okay, so thing I love about WordPress, it's actually very easy to navigate. So anyway, I'll give you a quick tour. Dashboard here. Okay, dashboard is just basic information about the website. I mean, I basically never look at the dashboard, but you can see we've got 97 posts. Wow, that's crazy. 16 pages on the website. That's going to increase. We're working on some things there. Pages would be like about page, home page, sales pages. Posts or blogs. That's content, and that's what we're focusing on. As you get good at content, we're going to shift into how to create pages, because that incorporates a little bit more web design, a little bit more copywriting, and like sales, but it's almost the same thing, a little bit different. Anyway, so to that, you can see we've got some information coming in from the site kit. You can see we've got increases into the website, happening. So that's cool. Anyway, this isn't really that important. What is this? I don't know what that is. Okay. So site kit is just where we link in a lot of the codes for conversion tracking. We have not talked about conversion tracking yet, but we link together a bunch of different analytics tools, and it helps us to know how many conversions are coming into the website and how valuable they are, so we can track the value of those. Does that make sense? Does that make enough sense that we can go on from there? Okay, cool. Posts is blogs, which is where we'll be. Media is pictures. You want to upload images. They're going to go into the media folder, and you'll see pictures on Hawaii. Lots and lots of pictures. All right, we're going to talk about how to get pictures today. Pages is website pages. We're not going to be doing anything with this, so you don't need to be in here. However, you'll see Honolulu kayak rental Oahu, Oahu camper van rental. So these are what we might call the money pages. This is where we sell things. Okay. You can sell things out of blogs, but usually you're going to have a sales page for it. Okay. So comments, if people comment, and then we've got some other things we're testing. This is a travel blog tool. We'll get into some of this stuff later. It's not relevant. Elementor is our drag and drop editor we were looking at earlier when we were moving things around on the page. So that's in all the websites we build. Templates, Elementor allows you to make page templates and just copy them over. So you don't have to design a whole page from scratch. You can take a sales page that works, copy it, change the words, and you're good to go. And then basically everything from here down, you don't even need to know. Appearances is more like technical settings, more editor stuff. Users, where we're going to add you. Plugins, all of these things, Elementor, WP Travel, Trips, Vic Rentals, all those are plugins. So you can add basically apps to your website. Tools doesn't matter. Settings doesn't matter. Yoast is our SEO tool we're going to be working with today. That's it. Any questions about that?
No, that's okay. Thanks.
Okay. So we're going to start in posts. You'll see posts. Okay. You'll also see the posts have categories. We're going to talk about topical SEO at some point, not today, but these categories are how Google is going to begin understanding how we're breaking down this whole everything you want to know about Oahu. What are the categories of that? Well, it's accommodations, attractions, activities, budget-friendly, camping and nature, family travel, which I mentioned. So the blog we're writing is attractions and activity and family travel, food and dining, romantic getaways. That's basically anything and everything people look up about Oahu on the internet in regard to traveling here. Okay. So you'll see we've got all of our articles. They're all categorized. We have the author of each one. And we will go from there. We don't have tags. We don't use tags. We'll talk about that later. And comments, it doesn't appear we have comments on any of these. Most of the comments we're getting right now, since it's a new site, is just spam. They'll come with time. Anyway, so how do we add a new post? Step 1, add new. Or wait for this to come up. Okay. Once this comes up, we're going to go ahead, come over. Nope, not that one. Here we go. Come over to our post, actually, you know what? We can Control A and copy it all. I'm not going to take the title, so I don't have to delete it. And I'll show you. Actually, you know what? I will take it because we're going to do it this way. Control A. I'm going to Control C, copy that. Come back in, and I'm just going to paste it right into type and choose a block. Great, type. There we go. So now the article is in here. We're going to clean it up. You'll notice we got some kind of weird spacing in here. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Okay. Come down here. Those look good. That's a wrap. Okay. And again, this is the final. So the person posting the articles really kind of needs to be the best when it comes to writing the articles, because they're the final reviewer. And again, we don't need to be perfect. We can fail. We can have errors. Not a big deal. But, you know, we can mitigate it. We can have as few as we can. And so the person reviewing really needs to be the person who understands the formatting and understands what's going on really well. Okay. So we do still see all of this is bolded properly. We got good spacing around the title there. Okay. So this, okay. Don't do that. There we go. So local cuisines to try. This is not really spaced well. Ooh, that wasn't good. Okay. So we're going to go over the rules of working in web design, general rules of life, but definitely rules of web design. Number 1 rule is don't panic. That's the number 1 rule. So see how something happened and now half the article is bolded. This isn't that bad. I'm not really panicking, but rule 1 is don't panic. And I guarantee as soon as you're in the website, you're going to do something and you're going to think you broke it because you probably did. And then you'll panic, but it's okay to fail. It's okay to mess stuff up. Number 1, don't panic, because when you panic, you click a bunch of things and then you make it worse. Number 2 is just hit the undo button. And I'll show you where that is when we do web design and the web design tools. But to that end, those are the first rules. Don't panic, undo. All right. We're going to center this. This looks a little big on the spacing, but it seems like it's only 1 space. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, this is the next step. Before we fix the formatting, we're going to copy the whole thing all the way up to the title. I'm off my normal routine here. There we go. And now we're going to come up here and we're going to hit group. I have no idea why we need to do this. I just had a thought. Interesting. I don't know why we need to do this. However, we have to group it. Otherwise, the formatting does not carry over onto the page on the real internet. Okay. So I'm going to hit group and basically nothing's going to happen. It's a thing we have to do. And that's one of those things that I don't have an explanation for. I'm going to copy the title here and I'm going to delete it out of here. And I am going to delete. Let's see if this, yep. So that got weird. We're going to go back. We did not panic. Delete. That did weird. Let's come on. Okay. We're going to come up here, delete it. There we go. Okay. So now we've got the article and the title is going to go up here to article title. Why is it way off to the left? I have no idea. And it doesn't matter as long as it shows up on the front right. That's the result we want. Okay. So continuing with the formatting, all of our little bold areas here are bold. Great. Oahu. Okay. So Oahu family friendly, other family friendly attractions. Great. We're going to center this. It's header 2. I'm checking the headers. Headers are fine. Sometimes the family friendly activities at Oahu, at Pumpkin Patch on Oahu. Family. I don't like that. How about this? Pumpkin Patch on Oahu activities. I like that better. That rings a little more true. There we go. All right. Center. It's a header 2. Now, other family friendly attractions on Oahu. We still have not created this section. So that's a whole thing we got to do here real quick. Okay, coming up, spacing's great. Ideal time to visit. It's all capsed. It's a header 3. What to bring? Yeah, no, that should be a header 2. So we're going to fix that. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't carry over or we miss something. And that is why the reviewer is a pro. There we go. Okay. Okay, all of these are still bolded. The spacing looks good here. We got a little bit of weird spacing here. There we go. Okay. Pumpkin patch. There we go. Great. Okay, spacing looks good. Header 2. Good. Center. And here we go. Why an Oahu pumpkin patch adventure. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to preview a new tab, and we're going to see how it looks. In this set part right now, we're only looking to see if, obviously there's pictures missing and things, but we're looking to see if it looks right on the screen. The table of contents looks nice. This is automatically formatted into our blog template. So you don't ever have to worry about this. We did this one time a long time ago, and it just works. Then it starts with the question. Great. And the spacing looks really good. You'll notice even on this, that looks like kind of a chunk. It looks like a paragraph, but it's one sentence. So that's why we do that, because one paragraph would be like this big, and it would just be a giant block and nobody'd ever read it. Anyway, so spacing's looking good. We've got everything centered. We've got our great. So the links are not underlined, but they're blue. So we need to fix that. And that is a site setting. You won't actually need to do that. But as I'm looking at this, that's something I do need to do. What to bring. Okay, so this is looking good. Great. Looks good. That's a little long, but it is under this heading, so that's fine. This we need to do. Local cuisines. Great. Pumpkin patch on Oahu. Great. All right, so this looks really good, and the comments are working. So this is a great start. The next thing we need to do is we're going to come over to and get pictures. Now, you cannot use pictures off of Google. I know of nightmare stories, of one of which is mine. These people who publish images on the internet, especially through news outlets, hire these sort of criminal, except it's legal criminality. It's like they are extortionists. It's incredible. But they have these programs that search the web for copies of pictures, and it can detect whether or not you're using them legally. And they basically send you an email and say, you need to pay for the use of this image. And if you don't, we're going to sue you. And then they do sue you because technically you're in the wrong. However, they come back around and they tell you it's like $500 per picture, which is insane, but they can just do it because you used it and they set their prices. Sometimes they come back and tell you to do it again, even though you paid. And basically you pay again, because what are you going to do? Go to court overseas and pay all that fee? No, it's crazy. So not a mess you want to get mixed up in. I had 2 images on a client site I didn't even know were used. I didn't realize. And basically these people came after them and wanted $1,000, and we just had to pay it. So don't ever use images off of any site unless it is a royalty-free site, or you pay for the rights to use the image, or you take the pictures yourself. So with that, here is a site called Pexels, Pexels.com. This is a royalty-free image site. And also, when I give you access later here to this right here, the ClickUp, you will come in here and you will see Pexels. Okay. That's just the website. You can click on it and it will take you over to the Pexels website. And that's a royalty-free photo site. Now, you can also get them out of Canva, and we do have Canva login information here. I won't put that on the screen, but you can log into Canva, and Canva accesses multiple royalty-free photo sites and pulls all of them in, and you can use any of those for free. Okay. There's another site we'll get into later, and you can use that too. It's just like Pexels. It's just got a different name. Anyway, let's look up pumpkin patch. This is going to be tricky, because it's got to look like Hawaii. And that is not going to be fall and pumpkin. Do you see like this? We don't have trees that look like this in Hawaii. It's a pumpkin patch with palm trees, So to that end, we've got to find things that could be, construed as Hawaii here. And let's look. That doesn't really look like Hawaii. That doesn't really look like there. That's pretty cool. Like that is very pumpkin patchy and it doesn't give enough information. The next thing is we really want pictures that are landscape sideways like this, because if we have like a bunch of super tall pictures, it's going to make the blog like 10 million miles long and we don't want that. Anyway, we're going to click on this picture. Pretty cool. Free to use. Okay, so free to use. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, we're going to download and I'm going to take the small, unless this is for the main image on the blog, we're just going to do small. So I'm going to do download selected size. And now we have it. Okay. Okay. So pumpkin patch. Wow, that's terrifying. Wow. Okay, let's see. Pumpkins. Now, this could possibly be Hawaii, maybe. So we're going to go with that. We'll get a small there. Okay. What else? That seems very pumpkin patchy. That might work. Oh, that's a good one. That's very cool. Rows and rows of pumpkins was mentioned in the article, so we'll take that small. We want to have at least 5 pictures in every article. I mean, especially if it's a 2,000 plus word article. I used to go by every 200 words, but once you hit 2,000 words there, I mean, you're talking like 10 plus pictures, which takes a lot of time. So we do want quite a few pictures. We also want to be, oh, that's super cool. Doesn't look like Hawaii, but that is a really cool picture. It's a lot of pumpkins. Okay, let's try. There we go. That's pumpkin patchy here. Small. Download select side. Okay, so we're still kind of looking for one to be the primary image. And, I'm just not seeing anything that looks Hawaii and pumpkin patch, which makes sense. There we go. We've got Freddie in there. Let's see. Okay, and we have left pumpkins now. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. This is Pexels. The other is Unsplash, unsplash.com. Let's check in here and let's go down to pumpkin patch. Okay. Kind of like that one, but it's up and down. That's not going to be good for really a blog, but you could squeeze in 1 or 2 of these tall ones, but it definitely won't work for the header image because it needs to be sideways. Willow View. That does not look like Hawaii. We do not have evergreens like that at all, really. Here we go. What's this? There we go. We got palm trees. Okay, we might be able to get away with that. Let's see. I think we're going to go with that. If people look quickly, you got a palm tree in the background and you got some pumpkins. I think we can work with it. Does not look like the world's biggest pumpkin patch, but I think it'll work. Okay, so for this one, we're going to down 19. Ooh, is this free to use? Views, downloads. We got 757 downloads available for hire. Oh, free to use under the subs. Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't realize Edgar over here is available for hire. I never figured out why they uploaded their pictures here, because you find the pictures, you like it, and then you hire them. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we're going to go medium 1920 by 1280. 1920 by 10, 12. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So now we're going to go back into our article. And there's my article. There we go. Okay. So we're going to come over here to post, and we're going to start coming down. We're going to start checking off the things we need to do to get our post ready. It's not an uncategorized post. It is attractions and activities and family friendly. So it will show up in those lists. We're not going to put tags. When you add a tag, it creates a new URL. And a lot of people have these blogs with like a bajillion tags on everything, like golfing in Hawaii, golfing in Oahu. And then you've got every subject you can think of. That creates a new URL for every tag, and Google's search engines have to go to those URLs and try to find content on them. And then they discover there's nothing there. So your website has 1,000 1,000 URLs, and only 100 of them have any content. And Google actually deprioritizes crawling your website because it's a waste of resources. Okay. So I don't have tags. I don't want tags. Featured image. This is where we're going to come in. We're going to upload, select a file. And there's our featured image. Open. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to talk about alt text. This is alternative text. And this used to be used as a description of the image when internet speeds were slow. But I mean, that's not really common anymore. What Google does now is it reads this alternative text to the image and tries to understand the blog. This is another thing that they'll crawl. It's not super important, but we do want to include it to optimize, 1% gain. So we want to get as much gains as possible. So the keyword is pumpkin patch on Oahu. We're going to copy the keyword, and we're going to start bringing this in. Pumpkin patch on Oahu, and we're just going to drop that in those. Set featured image. Okay, so now we've got that. We're going to allow comments. I don't want pingbacks. This is really annoying. I don't even want to talk about it. It's weird. Anyway, coming down over here now, we're going to go to key phrase, and I'm going to put pumpkin patch on Oahu here in the key phrase. And you'll see this is how Google is. This is now our meta title and meta description. Okay. And this is where we're getting into SEO, on page search engine optimization. Yoast is a tool that helps tell you roughly how Google is going to perceive your article in regard to SEO, if it's going to rank well or not. So this is what this will look like on Google. When someone types in pumpkin patch on Oahu, this is what you're going to see in Google. You got your header image here. You've got pumpkin patch on Oahu, uncover a hidden fall paradise, my Hawaiian, blah, blah, blah. It trails off. Okay, I don't want the site title in there. So I'm going to come into the title because it's too long, and I'm going to get rid of those. And there we go. And so there we go. Uncover a hidden fall paradise. So now we have pumpkin patch on Oahu. It's front loaded, which Google likes because that keyword is just immediately right there. So searchers know, oh, I'm looking for a pumpkin patch on Oahu, and it says pumpkin patch on Oahu. So that's going to increase our click-through rate. Now, here is what is called the slug. Can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the slug, this is also called a permalink in some tools, same thing, slug, permalink. And this is what comes after the main domain. So it's, for example, myhawaiianadventure.com/slug or permalink. Okay. Now this right now says pumpkin patch on Oahu, uncover a hidden fall paradise. Too long. We want it short, and we want it keyword targeted. So we're going to take this back. Pumpkin patch on Oahu. That is the keyword, and that's all we need. Now, in regard to slugs and URLs, this is super important. If I say nothing else, like in the next week, this is the most important thing. Once you set a slug or permalink, never ever change it. Don't ever change the URL of a web page. That's actually rule 2. I've got to actually set these rules. I joke around about the rules, but there's probably actually some good stuff there. Number 1 is definitely don't panic. Number 2 is like never change a URL, because what happens is Google crawls this URL, it ranks you on Google, and then you change it, and all it has is a 404 error. It doesn't know you changed it. It doesn't know how to put people back. So all the traffic that was coming into that page from Google is gone. You'll never get it back because Google doesn't know where it went. So then you can set up a redirect called like a 304 redirect or something. So it takes your 404 page and it says, oh, it's actually over there. And Google goes, oh, okay. And then it sends them over to that page. That increases loading time because now Google's trying to load 2 pages, which reduces your SEO rank because Google wants fast load times. And Google doesn't like sending people through redirects. So it's also going to derank you. Because sometimes people do fishy stuff and they'll send people through redirects to spam sites and phishing sites and all this stuff. So you never want redirects and you never want to change your URL. There is like one exception to that rule, and we're not going to talk about it now because it doesn't matter. But moral of the story, set the URL to keyword target and don't ever touch it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. One time I worked for a woman who'd been writing on her website for 20 years, like super technical writing. And she had some SEO guys come in from the Philippines and they're like, we're going to fix your site structure. And they changed all the URLs. They went from like www dot just to the name of the website and they took out the www, which is fine. But she lost like 90% of her traffic overnight and she just couldn't get it back. So, 20 years of writing and SEO, they changed the URL structure for the whole site and it just tanked her whole business and she quit. As far as I believe she quit was the last thing I heard. She's like, I'm just packing it in. So anyway, so what we're going to do here is why an Oahu pumpkin patch adventure. So we're just going to say 1, and then I'm going to go bar 2. This is usually what I have seen recently ranking very well as the meta description. And the meta description is this part of the listing on Google. Okay, so pumpkin patch Oahu, uncover hidden fall. Why an Oahu pumpkin patch adventure? Oh, well, that's interesting. I was wondering that. Pumpkin patches on Oahu. There we go. Top pumpkin patch destinations in Oahu, on Oahu. Great. Okay, and then we're going to put this in, and we're going to go 3. There we go. Now, this is long enough. Why? And so we've got 1, 2, 3. Do we have the keyword Oahu, pumpkin patch adventure, pumpkin patch patches in Oahu, top pumpkin patch destinations in Oahu? So the keyword's actually not, oh, it is in there. Okay, good. So then we drop this down. And it's going to tell us, hey, you've got enough words, your SEO title width. Okay, so the SEO title width is this right here, SEO title. Its width is green, right? It's saying this is in the range which you're going to fill up the space, but not go over in the Google search results. Same thing with the meta title. You're long enough, you're not going to go over. And actually, let's see if we can Hawaiian ADVENTURE. Okay, so we're still in there. Good. My Hawaiian Adventure blog. Perfect. There, we actually got the name of the site on the end. So that pushes it right to the edge of what will show up in the Google search results. Outbound links, we've got 2 to those pumpkin patches. So Google wants to see that we're sharing traffic. People are moving in and out of our site. Image key phrase, we did the alt tag on the images. We have 1 image. We're going to put the others in. So images, it says good job. It just says you need the 1. Key phrase in the introduction. In the first sentence, it's saying we have pumpkin patches on Oahu. Ever wondered to find spectacular pumpkin patch, where to find a spectacular pumpkin patch on Oahu? So there's the keyword right there. We want the keyword in the first 100 words, okay? Because that's a little section of the text Google will skim to confirm what that keyword is. The key phrase is in the meta description, which is here. These are all things that Google is looking for. Key phrase density. So we use the key phrase pumpkin patch on Oahu 16 times. So that is, what this believes to be enough. We can look at what percentage that is on a 3,000 word post. 1% density would be 30 times, I think. Yeah. So we're at like a 0.5% density. So maybe we not even put a few more in there, but seems like it's good enough. We'll see how it ranks. Key phrase or synonyms appear in the meta description. We did that. Well done. We have not used the key phrase before on the website. So this is what's called keyword cannibalization, where you got like 5 pages all competing for, let's say, the term church marketing. And then Google actually will not allow all of the pages to rank freely. It's kind of like you kind of get capped out, and one page will eat all the traffic from another page. It's not very helpful in your website. It's usually a negative thing. So to that end, we don't have another one of these. That's why we have that content keyword list, so we don't double rank. Give me one moment. I got to take this. It's my father who's out here. I'll just be 2 seconds. Okay, so we're going to finish up. So that is basically how to use Yoast SEO. And coming here, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put one picture in each section. So I'm just going to hit enter here. Right here in this text block, I'm going to hit plus, go get an image, upload. And we're going to grab that one. And we're going to open this. And this image, we're going to go ahead and put, pumpkin patch. What is this? PUMPKIN patch on Oahu. And then I'm going to center it because that looks most natural on the page. None align center. There we go. Now we're going to scroll down and we're going to say we're going to do right here. We'll do one at just the beginning of each section. That's probably a good way to go about it for this post. Image, upload, and we're going to go here. We're going to take this one. You know what? We're going to do this one. I think this is more believably Hawaii. Align center. Okay, now once we have these in, and we just did that. Okay, cool. So this one, we're going to say Oahu. So we're putting in the LSI keywords here too. Oahu pumpkin patch. Oahu pumpkin, PATCH. Great. Okay, so we've got that keyword targeted. You only need to maybe LSI kind of keyword target, maybe like 50%, 60% of the images. Not every single one needs to be, relevant there. Okay, so we're going to go here, add image, upload, and we're going to take this one, open. You'll notice this is much bigger. And that's why I say we probably don't want to use a lot of these. What to bring, align center. All right, I'm not going to keyword target that one. And ideal times to visit. Okay, so we got a couple more sections. Right now, I don't have enough pictures, but this will be okay. Ideally, I'd like to have one picture per section, but we're going to come here. And I do apologize. I need to go, but here we go. We're going to take this and we're going to put in that one cool picture. We'll center that, align center. There we go. And we're going to say PUMPK pumpkin patch on Oahu. Okay, so there we go. We've got some pictures in there. And then what you would do typically is you would publish. What I'd like you to do is to save as a draft. We're going to save it as a draft. Now, I actually have one thing left I need to do on here because I do want this. Other family-friendly activities on Oahu. We're going to send them right over to some other blogs and, and expand that out and have some links. And that is where our internal links will come from in the SEO. So you'll see internal links here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to have ChatGPT write a section and see if I can't play with it until we have something we have articles on. But we always preview anytime we're doing any work in a website. We always preview to make sure it looks right when we're done, because it's much easier to catch problems on the front end than on the back end. So you'll notice here, this actually looks like this could be a pumpkin patch in Oahu. It's like there's a car in the background, so that's pretty believable actually. Come down here. Oh, cool. Pumpkins. Cool. It looks good. Okay, maybe a little bit. We definitely maybe want another picture or two to break this up a little bit, just to give people's brain a break because this is a long article. But overall, that looks really good. Any questions on that before we wrap up our call?
No, that's all good. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So what I would like you to do, and you are welcome to email me if you have questions. I'll be available throughout the week. Obviously, I'm making quite a bit of time to do our training because you have so much time. But to that end, outside of your week 4 of the training, I would like you to come into the MHA blogs. I'll give you access to this, and I'll give you access to the website. I would like you to come into the for review here, and I would like you to start opening these, say best things to do in Oahu with toddlers. There's family friendly, right? And I want you to start posting these. You can clean up the formatting. You can see here, obviously, this could be a little bit, oh, wow, maybe like that, which is a shift enter. Anyway, you can come in, clean these up a little bit, double check, copy them over into a new post with the title, go through that whole process we just went through. You can reference the video if you need, and then just set them as a draft. So they're not live, save as draft, and then we'll review them together and we'll go over and give some constructive feedback and we'll work on your posting process. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Well, very good. You have an awesome day. I'm also going to upload this to the YouTube channel as well. And we will have our next call next week. Unless you have time and you want to review some more of your posts, the posts you've gone through this week, we can do that as well. I'm not limited to 6 hours of training a week. I just try to work with other people's schedules. So if you've got time and you want to go through more later this week after you've posted some and you've gone through the material, we can do that too. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much for your time again tonight, Brett.
You bet. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye.